If you haven't been keeping up with Honkai Star Rail news, well, today we got an announcement for the brand new 5 stars that are going to be coming out in version 1.1, of course after Jing Yuan's banner. We're also getting the 4 star as well, so that's nice to know that they're adding more 4 stars to the pool because there seems to be a very limited amount as we know right now. But before we get into all that, make sure to leave a sub and a like on the video if you're enjoying the Honkai Star Rail content. I also cover Genshin and Honkai Impact as well, so make sure to leave a sub for that if you like those games too. But the new 5 stars are going to be Silverwolf and Luocha. Now these two characters both have supportive roles in their teams, with Silverwolf being a damage buffer while Luocha being a healer. Now both of these roles are definitely needed in this game, and especially because Silverwolf is going to be a premier / premium unit for damage boosting, she is going to be absolutely insane from what we know from her kit. And Luocha, well, he's a healer. The thing about him being a healer is that, you know, we have very few in the game at the moment, with it being only Natasha and Bailu, with Natasha being a free-to-play unit and Bailu being a standard unit, which is going to be much harder to get when it comes to losing your 50-50 and getting her out of every other unit that's in the standard pool right now. So yes, having Luocha coming out as a healer is going to be absolutely amazing. Now Silverwolf is a quantum buffer and Luocha is an imaginary healer, so this is really cool to look at. Silverwolf is going to be rocking the path of nihility while Luocha is going to be using the abundance. So those are your light cones that you should be looking for. Maybe leveling up if you're really excited for these guys, if you're not focused on training up Jing Yuan. But other than that, let's go ahead and start talking about Silverwolf and what we know so far from their kit. So when it comes to Silverwolf and her skills, we do have some information regarding what they do in terms of the beta and what we know so far from the introduction of the story. So a lot of these things may be outdated, some things may be taken out or put back in, some of these things may be unchanged or changed. So make sure to take a lot of this with a grain of salt, because at the moment we're not so sure what they kept from beta up into full release. So for Silverwolf, you're going to be doing a normal attack and it's going to do quantum damage. Now the thing about this normal attack is she's going to be the first one where they're going to be having an effect when you do a normal attack, so this is going to be really good. Whenever you do a normal attack with Silverwolf, you're going to have a 65 base chance of implanting a random bug into an enemy that lasts for 3 turns. Now the bugs are going to be something that we're going to be talking about in a quick second in regards to what they do. The skill is going to deal quantum damage and also have a base of 75% to add 1 weakness to the same type as a random ally's attack on an enemy for 3 turns. So this is what's going to be really good to run Sele with Silverwolf, because if you have 2 characters on your team that are quantum, then you have 2 out of 4 chance for it to add a quantum weakness to that enemy, and then that's going to be absolutely insane because you're going to be able to destroy that shield so quick with having Silverwolf and Sele going at it at the same time. So that's going to be really cool. And not only that, but they also reduce the damage res from that attack type by 20%. So any type of res that they have with that element, it could possibly go to negative. I'm not 100% sure depending on how enemies have their stats, but that's going to be an overall amazing damage buff for your team. Now other than that, we also have Silverwolf's ultimate, which is going to have a base chance of 85% to decrease the enemy's target defense by 40%. So wow, that's absolutely amazing. That's going to be super cool when it comes to, you know, super crazy damage buff. It's going to get some really high numbers when you use the skill and use the ultimate right next to each other, and then have your DPS do an ult, which is most likely Sele. Now at the same time she does this, you're also going to be doing a good amount of damage of quantum damage with using this ult. So yes, this is going to be really cool. Now talking about the bugs that are coming from the normal attacks, you have 3 different types of bugs that, like I said, last for 3 turns once you use the normal attack that you have a chance of proccing. You either have the reduced attack bug by 7.5%, reduced defense bug by 7.5%, and then reduced speed bug by 5%. Now all of these bugs are really nice. Of course the attack one isn't the best thing in the world because that's what we have healers and shielders for, so reduced attack isn't the craziest, but I guess it can help you live for longer. And then reduced defense, that's a damage buff technically, and then reduced speed, you're going to be able to get more turns in, so that's a lot more damage as well. So there's some really cool things that we know about Silverwolf's kit. Now of course everything else in regards to the skills, the traces, a lot of that could be changed drastically. A lot of the things that I just said, the skill, ult, and normal tech can be changed drastically, so I kind of don't want to delve any deeper than what I've already covered. For Luocha, Like I said, imaginary healer fills that imaginary role with not having any characters in there besides Welt, and also feeling that much needed healer role on the team. So Luocha is going to have an imaginary normal attack, which of course not anything surprising in all honesty, no effect just like Silverwolf, so this is going to be the standard cookie cutter normal attack. For Luocha's skill, we are going to be restoring a single ally's HP from Luocha's attack, and also adding on a couple of extra healing points onto it, I guess you could say, from a flat standard. And then after that, Luocha gains 1 stack of Abyss Flower. When an ally's HP drops below 50%, Luocha will immediately use his skill 1 time on this ally without consuming skill points. This is going to be very freaking strong for stuff like Simulated Universe and Forgotten Hall, where you almost get 1 shot, and instead of, you know, having Natasha with her passive, with her giving herself health to make sure she's alive, Luocha's doing it to someone else. So this is really, really cool. This effect can be triggered when the conditions are met after Luocha takes action 2 more times. When it comes to Luocha's ultimate, it's going to be dispel 1 enemy buff and deal imaginary damage equal to 80% of Luocha's attack to all enemies. For every enemy buff dispelled, Luocha will gain 1 stack of Abyss Flower, and like I said again beforehand, Abyss Flower is going to be that standby healing that you get when you use your skill on another character, and then you're able to heal them when they hit a certain amount of HP. So Luocha and Silverwolf seem to be very, very strong in this game. 100% Silverwolf, I am going for her. You already know I have her as my profile, my banner. She is by far one of my most anticipated units alongside Sele and Bronya, and we already have those two, so I'm very, very excited to complete the set that I've been wanting to look at. But Luocha and Silverwolf both have needed roles. They both have high priority roles at the current moment in the game. We do have some good replacements for Silverwolf like Tingyun, Bronya, Pella. These are all 3 really great damage buffers and defense shredders in the game at the moment. Some give more value than others, some work in better ways than other teams, but Silverwolf seems like she's going to be very, very strong in the more specific way that she needs more quantum units on the team, because it's going to help a lot more, because you are going to have a 1 in 4 chance to get quantum regardless, and buffing it up to 2 out of 4 chance with having Sele and Silverwolf at the same time, or he can have Silverwolf or Ching Chue as well. There are a lot of different combinations that you could put when using that skill that she can change the weakness of the shield to. So that's really, really cool when it comes to how that could work out. And Luocha, he's a healer. We have very few in the game right now, which this is a very needed role, so this is also really cool as well. And then we do have Yukong as well, which of course we met in the second world after Eurillo 7 or Eurillo 6. I don't remember what it was. We don't know any about her kit. She was not in any of the betas from beforehand, so we have no idea what she can be. At the moment, she is an imaginary unit, so if she's an imaginary DPS, that would actually be really cool in terms of her being a 4-star, because it will make it a lot more accessible than having Luocha and having Welt be the only imaginary units, and they're both summonable units that are, you know, premium premier type 5-stars. So other than that, that's pretty much it when it comes to the news of Silverwolf and Luocha and Yukong coming to the game. I am very, very excited to see all these characters come, especially Luocha and Silverwolf, because Silverwolf, again, I really like Bronya, and she is a character that is very reminiscent of Haxor Bunny or Brony from Honkai Impact 3rd. And same with Luocha. Luocha is very reminiscent of Void Archives and Otto from Honkai Impact 3rd as well. So yeah, I am very excited to be summoning for both of these characters. So if you want to look for those summons, make sure to leave a sub on the channel, because I'm very, very excited for this. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the next one, and peace.